We're going all across this big lockdown socialist hellhole, formerly known as Canada, and we gotta start with the biggest province of them all, at least when it comes to population size. It's debatable whether or not it's geographically the largest province. I think Quebec has it slightly beat, but anyways, yeah, Ford, his fat head, decided that as of 12 o'clock tonight, so today's the first full day, Ontario's going back into lockdown for a third time, because the first two times were so successful that locking down a third time is somehow gonna make it better. Fuck off, Doug. They took the wrong Ford. After days of speculation, Ontario Premier Doug Ford officially announced on Thursday that he would be putting Ontario back into lockdown. Ford had suggested on multiple occasions that he would not hesitate to pull the emergency brake as the province continues to deal with the third wave. I've never heard of this third wave outside of politicians using it as a scare tactic. Ontario saw new cases well above 2,000 mark again on Thursday. Well, stop testing people and you'd stop getting positive results. With cases hitting highs not seen since early January. It is early April, 2 whole months. As I've said many times, we'll do whatever it takes to protect the people of Ontario, including doing stuff that is proven to have not worked. Otherwise, you wouldn't have need to reinstall a lockdown twice. Effective Saturday, April 3rd at 12:01 a.m., the Ford government will pull the emergency brake for the entire province. What does that mean? Ford said all 34 public health regions will shut down for 4 weeks. 15 days to flatten the curve, right? Lockdown will prohibit indoor organized public events and social gatherings and limit the capacity for outdoor organized public events or social gathering to a 5-person maximum. Fuck off. Except for gatherings with members of some households or gatherings of members of one household and one other person from another household who lives alone. Just fuck off. Sincerely fuck off. Listen, I would love to tell you what I personally think of all of these lockdown measures, but I don't know what YouTube's striking down different channels for. Basically, every channel that I check out on the regular has been hit with a COVID and an election strike based on rather banal takes. So these lockdowns are 100% going to work and definitely aren't faulty in their practice whatsoever. Restrict in-person shopping in a retail setting, including a 50% capacity limit for supermarkets, grocery stores. Oh, okay, yeah, so the ticket takers are going to be back at your Ontario supermarkets. How terrific. Just keep people scared forever. And if it didn't come straight from the horse's fat ass, it came straight from its gaping ass. Trudeau warns Canadians against gathering with family and friends for Easter. Oh yeah, Easter Sunday's tomorrow. Do enjoy your terrific, delicious turkey dinner. I know I will be celebrating with my parents, and that is my right as currently a free citizen. Hopefully. Maybe things will change. Who knows? And like I've always said, I hold no confidence in the betterment of this country because for very obvious reasons. New poll suggests Trudeau Liberals once again gaining over Conservatives because our Conservative Party, the federal level, is fundamentally, I don't know if it's controlled opposition or if they are just functionally retarded. Can't possibly parse this out. As the vaccine slowly starts to roll out across Canada, the Alberta Liberal Party's popularity is starting to pick up. He has fumbled it worse. This is Trudeau after all. Worse than any other leader in any developed country in the entire world. Not just the Western world, in the entire fucking world. As the vaccine slowly starts to roll out, poll would suggest that 38% of Canadians would vote Liberal if the election were right now. Now, you would think if you're a United States viewer, and I'd thank you for taking a little bit of morbid curiosity to come check out what it's like in Canada, there is a multitude of parties. The NDP, Conservative Party, Bloc Québécois, People's Party of Canada, which despite its horrific naming is the only actual right or center-right party in all of Canada. The Green Party, of course, because every socialist nation needs one. So 38% is substantial. And I don't think that that's terribly far off considering what they have right now in federal parliament, and this is just going to lead to a snap election being called by Trudeau so he can get another 4 years unencumbered, and hopefully he'll be able to keep it going all the way up to a majority. I'm not hoping that. This is what he's hoping for. Yeah, according to the poll done by the Hill Times, the poll was performed for them by Abacus Data and indicated an 8-point lead over their rival Conservative countrywide. Because the Conservatives suck, I cannot name you one position that they hold that isn't identical to the Liberal Party, okay? They cuck on everything. They're fucking terrible. Regionally, Ontario had them at 44% to 28% over their Conservative rivals. That is bleed over because Doug Ford, as much of a bitch as he is still the leader of the Conservative Party of Ontario. And he has doomed that party to never, ever, ever getting back, at least in my lifetime, to getting back to power once he has to go back up for re-election, which has got to be shortly as well, because he's been the Premier of Ontario for quite a long time. I couldn't care less who governs that fucking failed state anyways. I think people are more optimistic about vaccines. They just don't know how few are actually coming across. Anyways, we got to talk about Alberta. Okay, last time we did some Canadian news, I forget exactly what it was. I'm sure it was probably roasting Trudeau appropriately, but we got to focus specifically on Alberta, my favorite province, the place that I've made my home for the past 31 years. And there was a pastor that we covered. He was jailed for holding service, and he was eventually released. And yeah, he had the audacity to hold Good Friday service, and then they got ticketed for it because the RCMP or Edmonton's authorities are assholes. Assholes, assholes, assholes. I like police, okay? Obviously. I've done several videos defending their actions when they do stuff that I think they are getting unjustly persecuted for. It's like the Derek Chauvin stuff. I think that Floyd died of an overdose. I think he would have died regardless of any action they would have taken. They would have properly arrested him because he was resisting arrest, and it didn't really much matter what Chauvin did at the time. Are they going to be able to convince a jury of that? I'm kind of doubtful. Many other police officers who have been casualties at either the Capitol Hill riots or during the riots during the summer, I've also talked about them as well. But whenever they enforce these fucking lockdown restrictions, I have no sympathy for any of them. What happens? There's video that came out of, I think it was Brussels. They were just having a gathering in a park. A bunch of people were just having a gathering in the park. Riot gear, water cannons, and a whole host of authoritarian assholes were out on display. If any of them got hurt, I have zero sympathy for them. Well, let's see what happened. Grace Life Church in Edmonton went against an order to close issued in January of 2021 by authorities in order to hold another church service on Good Friday. I am so glad they did this. Parishioners passed RCMP cruisers in their cars as they filled up the parking lot in order to attend an 11 a.m. church service. What many Christians consider to be the holiest day of the year. Yes, between this and Christmas itself, it's the two busiest days for churches, okay? I don't think anybody's debating that. According to the Edmonton Journal, fucking rag, health officials were also present, and immediately after the service, AHS, fucking socialist, useless cocksuckers. Breaches of the current medical officer of health's restrictions related to capacity, physical distancing, and masking. HS continues to consider further enforcement options. Because they're all just a bunch of fucking Karens. I hate them all. We are there to support Alberta Health Services. Yes, said this simp from the RCMP. Fuck him in the mouth. So yeah, they got ticketed for attending a church service. Meanwhile, something else just as a refresher course. Nobody who has ever been to Grace Life Church has caught COVID from being at the church. No instances, no breakouts, no super spreader events, nothing. Oh, but you can still have church on YouTube. That's just as good. Remember when Christians used to die for their faith in the Roman Colosseum? How far have we fallen? And I'm not even a religious man. I just like freedom. Anyways, more shit from Alberta because the cascade never ends, right? A tattoo parlor. I don't have any tattoos because I don't hate myself that much that I need to display it on my arms or my legs or my body. With that said, tattoo parlor, they are plentiful. They are free to open. They receive significant traffic. God bless. There's a lot of terrific artists out there that do terrific, fantastic, wonderful, the best job. What I'm being told Some of the best artwork comes from tattoo artists. New Dimension Tattoo followed mask bylaw, ticketed anyways, because Calgary, I love the city. If I was to move to any large city, it would definitely be Calgary, but their mayor and their city council, who also defunded the police, they didn't defend it, because he's a big fat fucking socialist. I'm not even being hyperbolic. That's just who he is. He's like a 6'2", 320-pound fat fucking cuck. Probably paid somebody at New Dimension Tattoo to draw all over his girlfriend, and he just watched in the corner. Anyways, the Calgary tattoo shop received a lockdown ticket for not letting the AHS, again, inspectors storm their shop to snoop for COVID infractions. Dimension Tattoo in Calgary is meticulously clean, run by two people who take matters of public health very seriously. Sarah Kin and Peel Smith are the names of the owners. In the tattoo industry, one must be highly trained and then retrained in preventing infectious disease transmission and the spread of bloodborne illnesses. Obviously. And like I said, I don't have any information as to what happens when you go and get a tattoo. I know people, they have tattoos, and I'd imagine you have to go through quite an extensive health screening, because you can't say, oh yeah, no, I definitely don't have AIDS, and then at the end go lol and then walk out. You have to be upfront with any hepatitis, any sort of, yes, bloodborne illnesses that are out there, because they use very expensive machines and they need to be meticulously, comprehensively cleaned after every use, including the chair that they're on. And then disposal of the equipment, or the cleaning equipment as well, has to be taken under such scrutiny in order to just be open. Compound on that a disease that is killing people at a rate of 0.01%. Like, I wish. God, could you imagine? They barely survived the government lockdown of the industry now that the government wants to euthanize them with fines for having health issues that prevent them from wearing masks. Oh, of course, Peel and Sarah now live in constant anxiety about the vindictive bureaucratic pulling their business license, their health permit, or having them evicted by harassing their landlord. They fear fines or being forced to close forever. Remember, 15 days to stop the spread. Remember, social distance. Remember, just wear a mask, bigot. Okay, can't wear a mask. Guess what? We're going to go ahead and destroy your life. But make sure to get that jab, right? Anyways, let's end on a positive note. Judge tosses out charges against Collingwood, Ontario man who killed home intruders with a shotgun. And we need not read any further, because let's end on an up note, shall we? A lot of downers, but that one right there, a man defending his property, you fucking love to see it. Hey, he was at least following some of Joe Biden's rules. Hey, just buy a shotgun. With that said, guys, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.